to my channel. Yes, baby. As you can see from those shorts, we got some food going on. And I was in the making of those candy yams. I can smell it. I wish I had smell-o-vision for y'all to smell those candy yams right now. Right? Got light in the kitchen. In here, it's pretty lit. Yeah, nothing blocking out the natural lights on. I'm not cutting all them lights on. It's time to conserve energy, right? And who can beat the natural light that the Most High provide? We all know that that is the first source for the earth, right? With the light of the sun. And then we can think about what was going on with the moon on last night, the 28th of October 2023. We had a solar eclipse, and it's the reverse of what was a couple of weeks ago with the lunar eclipse. And yes, for that reason, I had to do some research that was much needed. All right, so when we're dealing with the moon, we're going to think about the zodiac. In the zodiac, that is the Cancer, which is represented by the crab. The Cancer is a water sign from June 21st to July 22nd. They're emotional, intuitive, and practically they can be like a psychic. The color of choice is violet. I'm giving it up for y'all Cancers today, right? All right. And their color, well, it's the violet, and the rubies and pearls are their gems and stones. Orchids and white roses is the flowers. So if you are trying to make an impression on a Cancer, you can use rubies and pearls, orchids as the flowers, the white roses, or give them some violet. Yeah, I got the board on for you, baby, for you Cancer, right? Because there was an eclipse. And when I started to look deeper into what it is about the moon, right? We're going to go into that before I get into some oracle messages that is going to correlate with what it is that has transpired with this lunar eclipse that just went by. Oh, yes. We know that there's a lot of people that are getting knowledge about energy that is in life that does not die, transfer, or it transmute into something new, right? But with the practice of certain rituals performed by specific people, we know that energies can be manipulated to become manifestations within this realm, right? Okay, so let's get to the knowledge. There are multiple recognized moon gods and goddesses throughout all of the planet, right? We got the Western world, we got the Asians, we got Egyptian, we have Greek, we have Roman, right? And from the research that it is that I was doing, when we get to over here dealing with the Americas, we have a female moon goddess, right? Represented by golden bells. Don't get mad with me for the pronunciation of this word. The Aztec goddess of the moon here in our section where we are is Koyolexki, right? Represented by golden bells and was portrayed as a Mortal Kombat warrior with her brother, the sun. Unfortunately for her, it wasn't so well because it was a sacrifice, right? Over several times that she would be destroyed by her brother, which is Hexipachuli. right? We're going to get into the look of what that is. There are multiple goddesses and gods of the moon, not just what we think. When I was growing up, we were always taught about the man in the moon in my family, right? It was just a saying that they would say. And we also have Japan has a moon god, Tsukiyomi, right? Born from the right eye of the creator god, Zingi, right? So that is a male god of the moon. I'm thinking about it because I'm a woman. Hey, hold up, something isn't right. And I've said it multiple times. When we're thinking about creation, from what it is that we were able to retrieve with our science that we have evolved into. We're looking deeper into ourselves on a molecular level, the cosmos on that cosmic level, the sun and the moon, right? Something's not right. I see the sun glowing and shining like what it is presented to me in sight as far as what the egg look like inside of the female when we're dealing with re um I'm not gonna say reincarnation because this is a process of it, but when we thinking about reproduction, right? And the sperm has that white light. And when you think about it, it does not go out. How much sense does that make? That the sun is something that fades away from us in the darkness, but it's shining somewhere else on the opposite side, right? Oh, wow, the sun is this powerful light of our solar system, but still we have darkness. Not going to go into the yin and the yang part, but that is part of what it is when we're dealing with the Chinese part of the mythology or stories about the moon, right? Because the moon is represented as the yin part of what we're experiencing. But just from normal sight, what it is that we see, that the sun shines orange yellow colors, and sometimes you can see that blue hue that comes through the red orange state is because of whatever it is that is in the atmospheric ions within the air, right? We know that there's a lot of pollution that we have started to create that has altered what it is that we are able to perceive with our natural eye based upon the molecules that exist. That's a little bit on that. But then when we go into it, all right, let's see. In the Mesopotamia, there's a male moon goddess. Moon god, I mean, I don't want to get confused, get y'all confused, because we got enough of that male female transfer going on. That's already enough confusion, right? Okay, so this is on the Mesopotamia side. It is the god Sin. Oh no, they trying to interrupt. They trying to interrupt. I don't know if this happens to anybody else when they doing stuff. I'm put a do not disturb on. So it's Sin, but it's Su-in. And they call him Nana, right? All right, and it's a male moon god, the man in the moon. But he is a Sumerian son of Enlil. And Nelil, the goddess of grain. Enlil is the Lord or God of the air. And you can go into that. How many more gods of the moon is there? Right? Men, West Asia is a male god of fertility and healing, and he is of punishment, and he is associated with the crescent moon, right? And that's West Asia. Mau is African, a goddess of the Dahomey, and it is said in these literature writings that she rode in on the mouth of a snake to make the world. She made the mountains, the rivers. She made fire in the sky to light it and created the animals before retreating to her lofty realm in heaven. And it's Mau. And that's African Dahomey, right? And we got a reference of knowing that Isis sometimes is related to the moon goddess as well. And then we go to what it is that is being said in the Egyptian way when we're dealing with the moon because of, excuse me, this eclipse that we had, lunar, on yesterday. Yeah, Khans, Khonsu, and Thoth, Egypt. Both of them are male and female. Yeah is the male part, and Khonsu is the new moon represented by a female aspect, and Thoth is the male aspect of the full moon. But then there's even more. That's where we get the saying of the man in the moon. But it also correlates to a great white baboon coming out the left eye of Horus, and that was the waxing moon, a young bull in representation of that out of the eye of Horus. And then we have the waning moon that was an older bull but castrated, right? We're not going to go too much into that because that will bring out another intellect. It could be a whole different segment for it. And then we have Zishel in a Mayan way of representing the moon was the Lady of the Rainbow. And she is of fertility, sensuality, and in an olden age, she's a powerful woman who has the ability to create death and world destruction. In Chinese, when we're dealing with it, is Heng-o, Shaingo, Chinese Yang, which is the representation of snow, ice, white silk, silver, and white jade when we're dealing with the moon and the goddess thereof on the yin aspect of what we're dealing with, right? And then in the Roman way, there is Diana. And she has with her a bow and a quiver. She comes in on a stag or a beast. And then when you go to the Greek side of it, you have Artemis, the Greek Bandis, and that's the Thracian female. So those are all the gods and goddesses of the moon. Take it how you want to take it when we're dealing with the energy that comes to us from way of the lunar eclipse. And it was given to me that there has been many rituals done throughout ages and all ages across the world in representation with giving back reverence to everything that is in life and those celestial events that happens that has played a role on how we handle our emotions, the things that we're manifesting, and what is going on. So we got big stacks to go into to see what it was that possibly could have been happening on this lunar eclipse. Young boy in the Miss Club. You're going to have to pay attention. Am I talking loud enough? Say something like that. Hello to everyone that is in the chat. Hello to everyone that is watching that is not in the chat. Here is your chance to have freedom to be able to be educated in a way that is fun, right? Because we know that when we send our children to school or when we school them at home, the only way that they will learn is if we make it fun. And then you have to do things that are sometimes impractical to keep their attention. So right now, I was just talking to give you a recap on what it was I was talking about was the lunar eclipse and the moons and the moon goddesses and gods that exist throughout the world. So point blank period, you'll see when you come into this space with me, we're in a love garden. We grow seeds that are beautiful, right? And we know that every seed will not grow based upon its own encapsulation and activity, because there's some seeds that are already without a source of light within them, so they won't grow. Every seed don't turn into a sapling, and every sapling don't turn into a sprout, right? But we got to know how to put the right nourishments in it so they can. And then we're going to bear the fruit that will produce good seeds so that we can continue on having what it is that we need. In this section of what it is we're talking about is what has been given to us, right, on these oracle cards. You agree to what has happened. Okay, somebody out there in this collective, something is happening to you, and you may be questioning why it's happening. But like the chorus say, you agree to what has happened. And behind that point blank period, stop questioning it. It's time to get focused on what it was in your agreement to what it has happened. And if we're going to cut open what it is that he's saying, point blank period. But on the other side of what it is that's there, we can see there's writing, but that's looking through the veil. So let's reveal what it is that was totally upside down. It's spiritual baths. And what the spirit is telling me is somebody wanted you to stop taking your spiritual baths. You have stopped taking your spiritual baths. This is for men and women alike. Some men feel like they're being womanized if they sit themselves in a tub filled with all kind of luxurious things like rose salt, right? Using those sugar scrubs, or putting rose petals and daffodils and sunflowers into the water and getting those aromatic smells from those candles going on, that you're not doing any rituals other than what it is to write you well, right? Because we're not going to use all of the things that the earth has given to us to heal ourselves to manifest harm or danger for anyone else. What we're going to do is use that to heal ourselves, our own writing us well, right? We're doing a little bit of moving those words, those letters around when we spelling what we spelling with the rituals. Written you well. That's why you're doing your spiritual baths, but you have stopped, man or woman. Don't think of these things as a feminine or a masculine aspect, because I'm going to tell you this. As a woman, if I'm in a relationship and I know that I have a man that is out there doing hard work and I'm home all day being the woman of the household that I am, in the kitchen, cooking and cleaning, taking care of the children, making things, creating a home for ourselves. When he gets home and I know he have a hard job, yes, you told me about your day. Go sit in this tub with this Epsom salt, with some of this aloe vera gel. Heal yourself. This is a written well for you. This is a written well, because that's what the tubs were. It was a well at one time. You had to go to the well to free yourself, or down by the river, however it was. But we want you to be able to give yourself this so that you can be written well, right? Point blank, period. Don't stop. We seen that it was in reverse because you did stop, but don't stop because that's what you need. And on the cut, point blank, period. Who blew it with you? Somebody blew it with you because they did not slow down. They were moving too fast. And what was on the other side of that is because of land deeds. And I'm getting that there's possibly a debt that needs to be paid for those land deeds that someone blew it with you over. And what's in reverse revealing itself to us is that may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. Somebody did not show up when they were supposed to. Their time was up. Point blank, period. So we know that we need to keep taking those spiritual baths. Somebody reversed on. So I was having some difficulties, y'all. I don't know what was going on with the internet. It shouldn't have been any. But I know those savvy people out there who are basically technical geniuses. Y'all have the ability to do something that's showing me right in front of my face what it is that could be done, right? Because I was using my Wi-Fi and not my data. And we had to reconnect, but I'm back in this thing. You do not scare me. Whoever you bullies are, you cyber bullies that are hacking and trying to stop my viewers and those who are out there from hearing these messages that's coming up about those things that you were doing under the moon with that fake love. You see? That's what they were doing. Somebody came in on this live. I don't have to make this up. It came in on this live with their fake love, and they tried to interrupt my internet right in front of my face. But I had to bounce back because I have data. And I'll still get the message out anyway. Thank y'all for tuning in, who all have been tuning in, chiming out. You can leave a comment. I won't bite. I only eat food. I don't like human. All right, let's see. What is that? Somebody's getting ready to have an inelastic income. Somebody money about to get up. Your income is about to be so inelastic to where you won't have to worry about that snapback. It just stretched, right? What's going on? You see so much behind there. Upset that he or she left to better their life. Someone left someone to better their life. And the others are upset. Why are they upset? Oh, those candy yams. I need to go turn my candy yams off, y'all. It's gonna be so good. Yes, indeed, baby. Those okra with that jasmine rice and those candy yams. That is gonna be so good. But back to it. Someone left to better their life. Somebody's upset. Maybe it's because the person who left to better their life found out that they were getting nothing but fake love. That same fake love that tried to interrupt this message. And what is it that's on the cut? What? Point blank, period. And then we have something else that is upside down. Oh, contradictions of actions and words. So they're not going to be contradicting themselves any longer with those actions and their words. They got to match. Somebody's actions and words got to match with what it is that they have been contradicting themselves. Sometimes we speak on things so fast before we have the full story, and then we would have to retract on what it is that we said because we did not have the full understanding of what it was that we were dealing with. And on the cut, what does it say? A whole lot of some things that was in reverse. Spiritual love. You are the first person that knew their thoughts without them telling it. Maybe they didn't want you to know that. That's why it's in the reverse. But sometimes these are the things that we have to keep to ourselves when we are able to connect with one another telepathically or spiritually, because there are a lot of them that are out there faking it with their love because they are not truly divinely counterparted with that person. And then we had this on this side right here, right? What it says, do not think you did not think you would move on. And we already saw that somebody is upset with you because you decided to leave to better your life. Why would you want to stay in a toxic relationship? I need to know that when I go to sleep at night, I can trust you moving around in the household and not being over my head, looking at me, thinking about what it was we were arguing about on the day before. You did not let it go. But somebody can't wait to make love to you. Maybe that's the person who you're going to be with that you can't wait to make love to. But you have to wait because you're not there, point blank, period. So let's see what's going to go on with this. Y'all, I made a video yesterday on one of them days. I get my days mixed up sometimes because it's moving so fast. You're up and you're down, you're asleep, you're up, you're not. About the date night list. It was supposed to be a parody to it because all of those places on that list I have been at times before. And I'm like, how superficial can one person be? And I thought about it. Maybe they're not superficial, but at the same time, that's a little bit shallow to say that you would or would not do this on a date, regardless of whether it's your first date or your second date. If I'm with a person who I want to be with, we can go and sit by the river and catch some fish, scale it and skin it and put it on the grill. And that would be something acceptable in my sight because I am with the person who I have accepted in my sight. Someone dealing with a home invasion. It seems like a switch of energy. Coming in when you're not home, moving and taking petty items. They're watching your videos, they're lurking, they hacking, and they stalking. Ooh, that's creepy behavior. That remind me of those candy sniffers, of those boxer sniffers. Those people are saying, well, we got something going on. Maybe it's the country boys and country girls who are part of this. It could be a setup. I don't know what the card's gonna let you know, but we gonna see it as it go. Right? Somebody said, oh no, you not about to do that. I praise the living God, right? My God is not dead. My God is living after life. What else comes with that? My grandfather, your grandfather, point blank, period. Who is it that's talking about these things? But I don't want them to do anything crazy because I know mine is strong enough too. Bam. Just like that. Big stepper, point blank, period. Let's say, I praise the living God. We are a living. What is it that happened? See, There's no tricks involved in this, point blank, period. These are all messages that came through. But on the cut, I will show you because the movement of my hand, point blank, period, is already here. What has been written has already been written. Are we living? But we're going to write them well because this is upside down. We're not going to say it's reversed because we know when it's reversed, it got to go back. There's some things that are going to go back, but these things are upside down. And when they get turned upside down, does not mean that they won't turn upside right because we got to read it right to see what it is that has been turned upside down. Somebody is a believer in Christ. And this card says, when Jesus washed my sins away, he taught me how to war, fight, and pray and live rejoicing every day. Oh, happy days. Okay, now you may not be religious, but when you taught yourself, the Christ within you, how to war, fight, and pray and live rejoicing every day, the battle was already won, right? Because we are that light that is a crystal light that shines within our body that come through the sun, what gives us all of those colors of the rainbow of what we see. But we know that we've been dealing with what it is, these gods and goddesses of the moon and that cancering spirit, that water spirit, that crab, right? But we want to keep them in a good motion. What is it that we have learned about crabs from observation? Crabs do not like cold weather, cold water. It slows their motion down. If you a cook, you know when you get that live barrel of crabs, right? They're all in there crawling all over each other. One gets out, the other one may climb on top of that one to get out, but we see it as them keeping each other down, but they actually trying to stop us from being able to cook them. But when I put those crabs on ice and thinking that they're going to stay there in that slow motion, you take those crabs off ice and you put them in the sink in that water. No matter how long they've been in that freezer, if they were alive, they're going to come back alive. And you're going to be called trying to figure out what happened, how these crabs came alive. So we're thinking about the slow motion of what it is that is happening with these cancers. Some slow motion stuff is happening over there. That's because of my energy, the remnants of me being over here. I know I was just digging through some things and it would seem supernatural, but that is the natural superness of my energy still remaining behind from what has been moved. I'm talking about the cancer. We dealing with the moon and them being activated or not. We know that they're intuitive, they practically psychics, they are prismatic, and then they offer us a sense of how to move slowly or actively when we're dealing with the hot and cold sensations. All right, so let's go on and see what it say. Point blank, period, and both of them are blue. But what it is that is going on. A whole lot of getting on with the going on with the moon, right? And the gods and goddesses of the moon and how we view them in different cultures, whether it's a male or a female, when we're dealing with fertility, right? And most of it is a good thing. We're dealing with rebirth, right? Because we can see a crab molt out of its shell. How does it do that? That is something that flabbergasted my mind. How does a crab come out of its shell and has new shell that will one day become hard as the old shell? Right? Somebody need to come out of their shell is what the spirit is telling me not to call. There is no greater love. There's no greater love than you loving yourself. If you don't do it today, nobody's not going to do it for you tomorrow, right? Who am I? If I do not love myself, then how can I love you? Because I did not show myself what it is that I want to show to you, what it is. It says, you acting like you are better than others. Somebody has been portraying like they way better than others, and not saying that, I am no better than others, but I am better than what I used to be yesterday of my own self. So to me, I am better than me to present to you someone better today. No hate, no shade, just getting paid and getting whatever they want to get. If you're not, one day you will, because we did see that somebody income is about to be something that won't be able to say, I have to stretch this. It's called inelastic income. They come. That came back up, upset that he or she left to better their life. Somebody is still about that. This is coming up again. I thought I took back in and moved around and shuffle back in. You got to better your life. Whoever it is that's upset because somebody left you to better their life, that's something you got to work on. And if you see that that person life and your life is not getting any better and you all are still together, you cannot be upset that they left because you're not going to go down. I tell everybody else, don't think of getting something or someone else that's going to make you go down. It's only going to get better, right? Still waters run deep. We think about the cancer. The cancer is in there. Still waters run deep. Something of the water can go deep. And I'm saying right now, the Spirit's telling me that that Capricorn in those waters, you are of the mountain peak in the ocean's depth. You have the ability to climb as high as you want, Capricorn. And you have the ability to go as deep as you need to in this thing. But still waters run deep. Don't trouble. Do not trouble the waters because they run deep. But we know we're dealing with the moon, so that is of water spirit. When we're dealing with the zodiac, dealing with Cancer and the crabs, in that motion, it's time to molt into a new being. And don't let go of you. Don't let go of everything that you value. Because what you value is not going to be in richness as what somebody else values are. Your light came to be individually who you are. Your desires is only yours. They are common attributes that we can say are resonating with the collective, but that's what your heart desire. That's how you're going to get it. You are literally writing you well every day. Your habits are part of your rituals, but you're going to write ourselves well where others trying to write us in hell. Tell them go there they self, because it ain't for them to put you there, but they want to put you there. Let them go and be there. But it is that's behind all of those still waters. I can't wait to make love to you. How does keep coming up? I thought I took this out. Somebody want to make love. And blue light special, right? Point blank, period. And what is a blue? We think about the waters. We think about air. We think about refreshing. Make me water. How the song go? Oh, yes. Your kisses. Making a watery kisses. Oh, juicy kisses. This is not for anyone who is underage. Get your ass up out of here. Uh, and I'm not trying to be funny against those who are underage. This is not your age group. And I am specifying that in my description. Point blank, period. But what's behind that? Something that is upside down right now. What is that? Double trouble, double team, double dutch. Somebody tried to double team someone. Oh my goodness. This reminds me of when people can't fight. That's what would happen, right? You see your friend in a fight, you think they're gonna handle it by themselves, and they calling out for help, looking back at you like you see they somebody boom, 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 boom. They getting pounded in the head, so they had the double team. Or the double Dutch, a Dutch oven, peach cobbler. Somebody say, let's go on a trail ride. Who trying to come with me on the trail ride? I'm thinking about that, right? You take that Dutch oven, this cast iron, right? You put it on that fire out there in the camp area. My grandma was showing me what to do. They came up with wood stoves. They had Dutch ovens, but then it's the double Dutch, double trouble. Somebody's favorite song might be Barris Hammond, Double Trouble, all right? A double team. But then I'm thinking about a double team tag teaming on some particular notion, some particular idea. Double teaming on those things that have been trying to defeat our people from elevating. Somebody like Dutch women. Maybe you like brat as well. Maybe you like Dutch beer. You want a lager. What? What that lady know? All of that stuff. Right? What's behind that? 9 point blank period with blue. Right? What's that? Something got turned upside down. But we're gonna turn it back right. No morals whatsoever. So maybe their morals are turning back right side up. We're gonna help them get there. All of us don't be morally right all the time, right? Because we know we're dealing with certain things called ethics, and then we have morale. And then the morale of something could be a specific place or entity or group. The morale of a group could change your morals altogether. That's probably why it was upside down, but we can always turn what turns upside down, upside right. Point blank, period. What else is there to do? And this is right. That spiritual love. You are the first person that knew their thoughts without them telling you. How did this get back in this state? This was supposed to be out. It's coming back up. I didn't put it out. But I know I shuffled those cards. Somebody is flabbergasted that you are the first person that knew their thoughts without them telling it. Wow. What a connection. That's unmatched. That's probably why the person who you're leaving to better your life is mad, because they can't see your thoughts, because you're not connected with them in that particular aspect. Point blank, period, white and clear. What's on the other side of that, my dear? What was in reverse, upside down, is a corporation. Somebody may be working for a corporation that is seeing what it is that you two are capable of doing with each other, because they're eyeing you, they're spying you, they can see you from afar. Maybe you're using their platforms. And what is this? Ooh, what did I say? I didn't even know. This is a CI for the corporation. who may be talking about what it is that they see these two people who are able to see each other's thoughts without them even opening up their mouths. Wow. Be careful, you guys out there. Somebody's planning on moving to another country or out of one. You're going here to there. Maybe you might be a traveler. Travel well, point blank, period. But what's behind that? A lawyer. Maybe that lawyer has some work going on for you that will help you to be able to move to another country or out of that country. And I'm seeing that it's somebody that's applying for their green card. Somebody else has applied for their green card and is in litigation. You may want to get you a lawyer. Somebody's lawyer is responsible for doing something for them that they have not come through with. The train of thoughts that are flowing through my head all resonate with the lawyer. The lawyer on your case may be a corrupt lawyer, right? They were supposed to be in representation of you to receive whatever it is that you were supposed to receive, but you did not get it because they intercepted it. On the reverse, a lawyer on the reverse, right after that. What else, Holy Spirit? They were trying to stop your new beginnings. At 211, fresh start and new beginnings. Because whatever it is that's residing in that case will definitely change your life for the better. You went through whatever it is that you went through. This money is what the Spirit just told me that is in this case, this court proceedings will ultimately help change your life for the better. But you didn't know that you were getting a crooked lawyer. What is going on here? Some things that's in the reverse, upside down. Right? What's upside down? Someone is trying to do a 410 eclipse blood sacrifice. And it shall not be. Ever, never. Like my 3-year-old would say, ever, never, ever, ever. Someone is trying to do a 420 eclipse blood sacrifice. 4 plus 2 is 6 and a 0, 6 still. But then we had yesterday, it was a moon eclipse, lunar. It probably switched over today. But it was upside down. So they let me know that it didn't go through. But that's what the cards say. It shall not be. Never, ever, ever. In my other girl voice. Never, ever, ever. Dirty laundry gonna have a maid. Somebody got a whole lot of dirty laundry. And we're not talking about the kind that you wear. We know you clean it up. You're going to have it made. It's cleanup time. And I'm thinking about my father and one of those 45s that he would have us listening to. Dirty Laundry in the Country. Go and look up that song. What's behind all of that? Something upside down. Oh, they upside down with those false documentations. Why y'all out there doing that? False documentations. And it could be with the lawyer. But they didn't slow down. What's behind that? See yellow caution? Never forget who you are so that you won't have to act like someone else. If somebody got to tell you who you are, you don't know yourself. But that's why they saying slow down, because you don't need nobody to tell you you're moving a little bit too fast. And what's upside down on that? And we need to get back right. Remember when? Somebody may be losing their memory about things that they should. That's why it was upside down. They wanted to do confusion spells on you to make you not be able to remember when. Remember when you said all those things that you said that sparked the movement of the nation to be able to go back into what it is that they have already been? Remember when they pencil whipped your people? Remember when they said that you were not this or not that? Remember when they told you that you were not true about your own identity, but they wanted you to forget? That's why it was upside down, but you did not. You already know who you are. Let's get some more out in this here and put that together like that. It's going to be quick. I don't want to go too far over an hour, but we know that we got stuff that's going on. We're dealing with the moon, people up in there playing with rituals. You know, they need to be writing their self well, working on their self. Keep going. Don't give up. No matter what it is that you think is a setback, shake it off, because their beliefs is not your beliefs. So they're not going to work on you. You're not going to be able to use Urabian magic on somebody who don't believe in it. You're not going to be able to use a spiritual system on somebody who does not practice that spiritual law. It won't work for them, because that's their belief. What you believe in is what you'll receive. They don't have evidence of you doing what it is that you say you are capable of doing to them, regardless of whether if you think they've taken a hit or feeling it or not. They don't believe that, so it won't work on them. You believe what you believe, you receive that coming out the slide, because they tried to slide on you. But that's in upside down mode. What is it that was upside down? Rumors destroyed your love, but that's upside down. So that means that it ain't work. They tried to use that. Why? Because you have too much of this into what it is that you are able to do. It can't destroy love. Love is why we all here, right? Regardless of whether we think or not. Even if your mother and your father created you through a one-night stand, they loved each other at that moment. And those two lights came together. Ask me how I know. You have to come together. Let's get practical with it. Because we want to get so astronomically ordained with knowledge. I'm just putting these words together because we got people who are practicing stuff that they preaching, and they don't know the real hype behind it, because they putting hype in front of it. But then there's hope. And then what it say? They tried to destroy that light. But y'all know that we come together. Why? Who were they? Backstabbers that tried to destroy your light. But your mother and your father made you in love. Y'all came together. No matter how. That's how it goes. They got to come together. Caution, slow down. Something's upside down. Let's see what's happening now. Let's see what's happening now. Somebody was supposed to plant a garden and they did not. But you need to get back up right with it. Your roses, your trees, your succulents, your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, whatever it is that you want in your garden. You got hedges, fruit trees, nut trees, do it. See, it was upside down, but you got to get back right. Anything that go upside down, you always get right. What is that? Because you was distracted. That's why you stop. But they're only there to put in your path to see how dedicated you are to achieving your goals. Don't let them stop you. And we know that with gardens right now, if you don't have your own land, there's multiple ways that you can plant. There's bucketing. You can use 5-gallon buckets, 10-gallon buckets, and then there's also crating that you can use, crates, those $5 crates that you can buy from Walmart, right? You put that gravel down on the bottom, and then you put that the soil, and then you put your topsoil, and then you're gonna be able to put with natural fertilizers that you can use. And then we know that we have natural fertilizers that are natural pesticides like Epsom salt, right? What's behind what it is that's point blank period on the blue is coming in to me upside down. We got a lot of upside down going on. Your beautiful soul and smile. Somebody tried to turn it upside down, but tell them get it out of there, and we're gonna get them back right. Stop crying. It's not your fault what they did. You can't control other people's behaviors, my darling. Chef, tell them that for me, right? We're going to clear up our state. But then we have this that has also been in the upside down. What is this saying? It's only one family, many versions, living with different responses to their situation that is being lived. Somebody don't think that because they're upside down on that thought. How many different families? If it's a family, that's that one family. My family is one family. Your family is another one family. But then a family is just one word, family, right? This is on the upside down. They tried to put your strength in reverse. Maybe you have been feeling weak. That's why your strength is upside down. Maybe you need to eat some of those things that are in that fresh garden. Get some of those nuts or grains, those berries, fruit you like to eat, those vegetables. Don't let no one tell you how to cook for you. But we seen what it is that's going on. The cartels involved in some business. Let me get some clarity on these cartels, Most High. Melodies from heaven need to rain down on me. Somebody might be in a cartel and they want to get out, and they asking that the melodies from heaven rain down on them so that they can have that life that they want to have. You probably trying to get away from what it is that you have been in. Somebody trying to hold you back, but then you reaching out, then you look into the stars and you saying, grant me a new life, Most High. Rain down on me. All those things from heaven. Rain down on me. Right? And then we got the stars in heaven that's coming up. What card is this? A King of Swords. Right? Who is a King of Swords? And what they do. They have the ability to cut those things out. This is who you will evolve to once you let that cartel go. A King of Swords. You'll be able to wield your sword with truth. You have a testimony that this tried to keep you down, but you were able to get out of that because the blessings from the Most High came raining down on you. What it is, that's what else need to be turned up, right? Is this upside down? Thoughts of you running in my mind non-stop. It's upside down. Somebody may have been thinking about you non-stop, and they were upside down with those thoughts. Maybe those thoughts were so upside down to where it caused some confusion within that relationship that you all have between yourselves. And just like I said, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your shares, your likes, your subscribes. You can leave a comment, and trust me, you won't be threatened by what it is that you see. All negative comments will be overlooked because I know you're seeking attention. And no, I do not do these readings all the time because where they come from in that space is a drain. And I don't know how to do anything to myself that would drain me, right? But I'm protecting my energy by giving you what it is that I give you when I get the notion to do it. Here we go. It says, one and only. Somebody wants you to be their one and only. Collective. Who is that one and only? She's a mean mama. It's not because she's mean, but she means what she says. And that is something to be prominently standing on. Because a person that mean what they say, that know that their word is their bond. She's that one and only. Who is she? As well as being a mean mama, she is a baby girl. So that is someone who you will want to pamper. Who is she? She is a wife. Who is she? A sexy sister. Who is she? A hot mama. Who is she? A brick house. Who is she? A darling dear. Who is she? A cool cat lady. Who is she? A main woman. Who is she? Mrs. Walk It Like She Talk It. She is the one and only for you, Divine Masculine. We didn't have any distinguishment of energy until now. Do not be fooled by what it is that others are telling you about who you choose to spend your life with. Right? The one and only. And why is she one and only? Because she only wants one and only. You cannot be that which you are not. You cannot give that which you cannot receive. And someone that only wants one and only is somebody worth of having just that one and only, baby. Give it to her. She gonna give it to you. How much of a woman is she to divide the pie? That's a lie. I mean, hey, it's all his.